shows that it's going live, but I always like to wait for the little yellow light that's coming, and there it is, live. Hey, internet friends, MagicBrad, Synergy Cafe, and the Synergy Collaborative, and I've got my coffee this morning for Synergy Cafe. I've also got a healthy green smoothie. So we have someone new on the line, and actually by strange coincidence, it's somebody that knows somebody else that I connected with yesterday. And today we have Kathy Gruver. Kathy, are you there?
I'm here. How are you?
There she is, and you're in Santa Barbara, sunny California, right?
I am in Santa Barbara.
Is it sunny?
No.
Not today.
It's completely overcast today, which is actually fine with me because we get very little weather. So anytime it's not sunny, I'm totally okay with that.
Oh, really? Is it almost always sunny there?
It is almost sunny here, and we're in a horrible drought right now. So we've had excessive heat and no water. So on days like this where it's a little overcast and cloudy, I kind of like it because it holds a little bit more of the water in. So yeah, it's actually beautiful. Can't complain.
Wonderful. Well, I expressed a little bit of how I do this. I just asked some basic questions of who, what, when, where, how, and why. And first, we want to know, who is Kathy? Are you married? You got kids? Who are you?
Yeah. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I'm an only child, and I was a theater major, of all things. I got on stage when I was about 5 or 6 and was totally hooked on that. I am married. I have no kids. I've never, ever had a desire to have kids. I checked the no box on that very young in life, which is kind of amusing because I love kids and I love influencing people. I just have absolutely no desire to have my own, which is, everyone thinks is kind of funny. So
I kind of understand.
It's a handful. It's a handful. My friends with kids, you know, God bless them, not my thing. I've been dancing since I was 5, so I do hip hop, and for fun I do flying trapeze, which everybody thinks is pretty neat. So I'm on my in my 3rd year of that, and I'm doing some really hard tricks, which is kind of fun. And I do work too. So I have a medical massage practice and hypnotherapy practice, and I just finished my 5th book, and I lecture around the world, and I have a private practice here in Santa Barbara. And yeah, it's a full life. I cannot complain. I love every aspect of what I do. I'm really lucky to have the things that I do.
Okay, that kind of segues into the next question of what, and it sounds like we have a lot of commonalities because I was the ringmaster for a circus for a few weeks, and I got a magic background performance as far as that goes, and I used to call out and you trapeze artists and watch you do your dangerous acrobatics and all that crazy stuff. I don't dance though, but when I stumble, I make it a dance.
Very good. I did see you did magic because I'm a member of the Magic Castle down in Los Angeles. So
really?
I'm obsessed with magic. I love it.
Yeah, that's a great place to go. I remember when I did live out in California for a little stint, I was going through a midlife crisis, as I'd mentioned earlier, and I didn't have much money out there, and a guy gifted me a membership to the Magic Castle. He said, if you're going to be a magician and you're going to be out in LA, you got to be at the Magic Castle. And I thought, wow, is that ever cool? Because parking was only $4 and I could go to the Magic Castle and hang out.
Good for you. I am there all the time. I drive down, I do my flying trapeze, I go to the Magic Castle. It's a perfect day.
Yeah, that's a cool place. I want to bring my wife there sometimes because she loves that the little nicks and crannies of the places. It's very cool there. So tell us a little bit about what it is you do. You express some of it. So what is it that you do as an occupation or a profession or a lifestyle?
Yeah, a lot. And people say, oh, you're a massage therapist. And I go, well, yeah, but I'm a lot. I'm a lot more than that. So I have a full-time massage practice. And in that, I also do hypnotherapy. So I deal mainly with people with pain, pre and post-op with the hypnotherapy. A little bit of mythic and epic journeys, which I really enjoy guiding people through. So that's really fun. And then I also write. So when I'm not massaging people, I'm writing about massaging people, and nutrition and stress is one of my big things. I do a lot of writing about stress. So I do a lot of articles, a lot of interviews, like I'm doing with you, a lot of radio and TV. And I've been traveling all over the place, including internationally, to speak. So I go around the world and I help teach people about stress and mind-body medicine, about health and nutrition, work-life balance, anything that I can impart on them that will help them be healthier. So sort of my life revolves around education and helping people find different options that are going to help them to be healthier.
Well, this is flowing with effortless ease because my next question is where, and you kind of answered that question that you do it all over the country. But do you have like a regular massage studio that you work out of, or do you work out of your home, or is it kind of wherever the wind
Yeah.
blows?
Well, no, I do have an office. I'm sitting in it right now, so you guys get to see a little part of it. Yeah, no, I have a 2-room office on. If I don't know if you've been to Santa Barbara when you were living in California. I'm on Upper State Street, which is State Street's kind of the main drag that leads through the entire town. So I'm right there, and I've got 2 little rooms and my 1 little parking space, and yeah. So I do all that from Santa Barbara, and then I go wherever the wind blows for speaking wise. I was just in Jordan of all places, and then got to do a little side trip to Egypt, which was amazing. And it looks like I might be heading to South Africa in a couple months. And, I've been on Bahamas cruise speaking there, and Sacramento, which isn't as exciting, and Los Angeles, and kind of all over the place. I'm heading back to Vegas a couple times this year. So I love speaking. I think that's my favorite aspect of what I do, because with the acting background and the performance, I love getting in front of people, and I love to make them laugh. So I tend to put in personal stories to illustrate my point, and they tend to be funny stories, sometimes self-effacing. So if I can make people laugh, that's just the greatest thing. I love it.
Okay, I get that because when I was in California, I did some time at the Comedy Store in LA, and God, that was the longest 3 minutes of my life. It was an open mic night there, but it's tough there.
It really is. And that's why so many people have said, you should do stand-up. And I'm like, yeah, but what I'm doing, I don't think would translate to stand-up. I mean, yeah, I can make my stories be funny and everybody laughs, but I don't know that it's stand-up worthy. I'll stick to the talks I do and amusing the clients in my office. That seems to be more.
Yeah, that's what I do with the magic. Use the magic as sort of a sideline for conveying a message, as opposed to, because comedy is a tough gig when you're standing up their microphone and you got a bunch of people that, okay, make me laugh. It's
right,
tough.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what's great about the speaking is they don't expect to laugh. They expect to have someone stand up there and go blah 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 blah. And I have a PhD, so they hear PhD stress, and they're like, ugh, it's going to be boring. So when I get up and make it fun and funny, it's unexpected humor, which I think works so well. Anybody can stand there and just talk at you, and I want to give them an actual experience. So
yeah, I use the term edutainment, where it kind of mixes it all together. It's educational, it's training, and it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next question is how do you do what you do? I mean, granted, you do a lot of different things because you can't be put inside of a box, can you?
No.
How do you do what you do?
That's actually a really good question. I get asked that all the time. Yeah, I seriously am, and I can't juggle. Except all my projects. I do so many different things, and the massage came very naturally for me. I started doing massage as a little kid, and it was just always something that I was good at, that I was attracted to. And so when I met a woman that actually taught me how to do it, I thought, oh wow, this can actually be a really great thing for me. Everything else just sort of grew out of that, and it's so interesting. It's like one of those plants where it starts out with one stalk, and then this stalk, and this little boop, and suddenly I have this whole fern, which I didn't know I was going to have. I never thought I'd be writing. And it's funny, I still don't consider myself an author, though I just finished my 5th book. So I guess I have to put, it says it on my business card, but if somebody asks me what I do, author's not the first thing that pops out of my mouth. I say I'm a speaker and a massage therapist and a practitioner. So I think I get more time than everybody else, because I sleep a full 8 hours, and I do all these activities, and I do all the writing and all the clients and the fun stuff like the trapeze and the dance. I just am so driven to do it, and it's such a passion for me. I can't not do it. So I just put on a different hat. I'm right now working on a court case because I also do expert witness stuff, and I'm going to start working on a big government project in July. So, I take whatever's thrown at me, and I just do it if I want to, and I just find the time, and I find the energy. And my poor husband doesn't get to see me as much as I'm sure he'd like. But yeah, I just, my motto is go for it. And that's what I do. If I want to do it, I go do it.
You kind of sound a little bit like me in that I was always looking for a goal. What's my goal? And then I found a book that says living without a
Hmm.
goal. And you don't have to have a goal. You have multiple things. It sounds like you kind of deal with like a almost like the tree of life kind of thing, where the little branch sprouts out and you go do that. And it's all still part of the big picture of your life. So you do a lot of different things, and they sort of intertwine with each other. So here's my favorite question. This will be fun with you because the question is why? Why do you do this and not, how come you're not I always say a Starbucks barista, or how come you don't work on cars, or how come you're not maybe a nurse or something? Why is it that you do all these things?
Right. Well, and that's a great question too, because I've had so many people ask me, why didn't I go to medical school? Because I am obsessed with medicine. I'm not anti-Western medicine. It's not my most favorite thing, just because I know there are other options and there's other ways to do health. I don't think I went to medical school because I was terrible at math. So it never struck me as an option for me. Math and science was not my favorite subjects. So I think even if I had ever toyed with the idea of going to medical school, there's no way I would have gotten in. I mean, let's just be honest here. Math, no. I loved biology, but I almost failed chemistry, things like that. So it just wasn't, when we take those tests in ninth grade of, what path should you take, it was always right on track with me, which was performing and education. And I think the things that I was supposed to be was a teacher, an actor, a preacher, a musician, that kind of stuff. English and speech was what I liked to do. And like I said, I got on stage when I was in like 5th grade. So why I don't do other things, I don't know, but there is so many things I want to do. When I started doing trapeze, so many people said, oh my God, look, why are you doing trapeze? And I said, because it's a parallel for life and I love it. And I don't believe in bucket lists, really. To me, if I want to go do something and it's feasible to go do, the trip around the world will have to wait. I don't have the time and the money for that. But if it's something that I can feasibly go do, I want to experience that. I want to have those new foods and the new wine and the new, whether it's whitewater rafting or swimming with sharks. My husband and I have done all of these things because I want to know what that feels like. So who knows what else I'm going to be doing? So when you say, why don't I do something else? God knows what I'm actually going to be doing. I have no prediction on that, because I would not have designed, if you asked me 20 years ago, this was not the life I designed. This was not what I saw it looking like. So I don't know what else I'm going to do. I know that kind of wasn't the question, but I want to do everything. I think there's not time for everything. Like you said, the world is small, but I don't want to paint it. I don't have enough time to do everything.
It's kind of like you're following your bliss. If something's in the right place, you take that way and just do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you're not stuck inside that box. And I like that idea of not having a bucket list, because when you get to the end of the list, it's not a good thing. It's the bucket.
Right.
So you're just kind of going step by step.
I also don't. So you're just kind of going step by step. I do, when the opportunities arise. And like you said, it's interesting that you said that you don't have to set a goal, because every year on January 1st, I would sit down with my journal and I would set my goals for the year, whether it was to lose that 5 pounds that I always seem to want to lose, which I probably don't even need to lose, or, a financial goal, or I want to spend more time with my husband, or I want to pet the cats more, or I want to do this trick with trapeze, and I want to make that, this much money. And I would set these goals. Oh.
Okay, huh. Froze up a little bit.
I'm not setting any goals this year. And even my husband said, what? Because I always have this list of things I want to do. And I said, I worked so hard the last couple of years and I achieved so many amazing things. I'm not going to set any specific goals this year, and I'm going to be open to whatever comes to me. And then I ended up in Jordan and Egypt. I just got an offer for this great government contract to help with stress reduction programs in the military. All these things came to me when I allowed the space for it. And it was really cool. It's the first year I've actually done that. So you're right. Allowing that space gives the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, an opportunity to give you things. And it's been neat. It's been a neat ride.
Well, that's exactly what's happening in my life now. We sort of let go of stuff, and we ended up coming down here to Asheville coincidentally, and now we're going to be moving up towards New York. And we're not really moving; we're just kind of exchanging space. And my wife is going to write her book. She's got some amazing ideas she's doing. She's a shaman, and she's doing some stuff with being in tune with what's out there and just kind of following your bliss, kind of like what you do. So we're coming to the end. I don't like to do these too long because people just have lives, so they get to just get to know who you are and what you're all about, and then they can connect with you. But if you kind of share with any projects you have coming up, or if you got something that's got maybe not a goal, but maybe an objective that you want to share with people.
Yeah, absolutely. I just finished my 5th book, and that'll be out this summer. It's called Journey of Healing, and it's like talking about journeys. And it's a combination of a textbook and sort of an autobiography, because so many people have been asking me, why do you do what you do, and who are you, as opposed to how many people do you massage, and how'd you write your book, and less technical things. They want to know more about, I lost my mom when I was young, why I do trapeze, why I dance, all these things. So it's a great combination book of the what I do, but also how I do it. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that'll be out this summer. And I'm doing lectures all over the country. So if you get on my website, you can see where I'm going to be speaking next, and I can come to your town and speak there too, because I just have such a passion for it. So really my objective is to just let people know they have health options, to let them know there's other ways out there. It doesn't have to be a pill and surgery. I'm glad we have those things and that we can use them when we need them, but there are other things you can try first, other things that you can do that can help. We can use these things in combination and really have a great benefit. And I love what your wife is doing. That's so awesome. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to do it out there, and just explore different ways. That's what I want everyone to know. They have options.
Okay. And do you have a website that people can go to? Is it kathygruver.com?
I have that one. It's not the best. The best one is thealternativeMedicineCabinet.com. Or if you're into the corporate world, I have corporatestressprograms.com. So those are the best sites. You can get my book, sign up for my newsletter. I've got a lot of free resources there and links to articles I've written and interviews and things like that. So yeah, thealternativeMedicineCabinet.com. And of course, all my books are on Amazon as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to close this thing off, and appreciate you taking the time. And then if you want, we'll stay on a little after and chat a little bit and find out where it is that you want me to propagate this stuff out, because that's what I do, is I kind of connect people and things. So finding out where you want to speak next, we'll throw things out into the universe and see what happens.
Cool.
So again, I appreciate you taking the time, Kathy, and peace, love, and happiness to everybody that's watching. So thank you very much for sharing your gifts and knowledge and wisdom.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.